What's up, YouTube? This is Mr. Shining Time. This is going to be a video response to Dark One's Son 09. I've been following this man's videos for a while, watching a couple of his videos tonight, and I'm going to be responding to one of his videos called "Foreign Blacks Are Competing Against American Blacks for Employment." Now, I think I have a different kind of perspective on this because my father is African. He's straight up from the motherland, came over here in 1982, and he ended up marrying African American woman. So I'm part of both worlds. I see where you're coming from, and American blacks in this country, we have a unique situation going on for us because every other group that comes here looks down on us. They try to look down on us as the lowest part of society, the lowest rung on the ladder. I mean, not all black people are poor, not all black people come from the ghetto, but that's all that everyone's been told. Anyone who's not African American, they think all African Americans come from the ghetto. We're all dumb, we're all uneducated, we're all thugs selling drugs, blah 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 blah. And you see this among Africans too, because they've never been exposed to African Americans. All they see is a superficial aspect, what they see on TV and the media, all the influence, all the stereotypes that all the other groups have. Africans have the same ones because they don't know anything about American black people. Now, I'm not saying American blacks, I consider myself an African American more than I consider myself African and American. So, but I don't really know which one I would consider myself first, because if I consider myself an American, I feel like I'm aligning with Europeans. But if I don't want to say I'm African. I don't want to be one of those Afrocentrists, who kind of want to live in their own bubble in Africa. But back to what I was saying, you got to understand where these people are coming from and why it is that so many look down on us. Because they see what the movies, they see the news, and in this country, black people are not portrayed in any kind of positive light at all. In fact, I made another video talking about that a couple days ago. We are not portrayed in positive light at all. The only time a black person will be on the news is when there's somebody got shot, somebody got robbed. Maybe it's some hip-hop or football player. That's it. That's the only time you're going to see black people on the news or on TV. So, yeah. As far as the whole hatred and all of that, I don't know what to do about that. I don't even know, because I see it too. And I've been on the side of, I have a lot of family who are Africans, who straight Africans, and they do look down on American blacks. As a matter of fact, when I went to visit my family in Nigeria, I heard a lot of things were said that I was like, hey, these people don't really have the proper perspective on things, Because, a lot of people will say, well, African Americans need to get over slavery. We need to move on already. It's easy to say. It's harder to do when you have a whole generation of people who still think like slaves. When so many have this slave mentality. So many people are slaves to the media, slaves to Christianity, slaves to the pastor in the church, slaves to the hip-hop industry and all the foolishness and coonery that produces. How can you build? How can you advance? How can we advance our people when you got so many people living in ignorance, willfully living in ignorance, by the way? You try to tell these people to open your eyes. Look, we need to start making moves. We need to do this. We need to do that. And their response is, just put it all in Jesus' hands. Just pray on it. Pray to God. That's it. Nothing gets done, you know. And then when the people who are smart enough to get out, to get money, to get an education, to make something of themselves, what's the first thing they do? They get the fuck out. They get the fuck out. They get away from African Americans. So you got the mass of African Americans living in poverty and living, you know, in ignorance. And then you got the few, the talented 10% who rise to the top. And when they get there, they've had to struggle so hard against their own people for so long that they don't even want to have anything to do with them. So we in a unique situation. Maybe I really didn't, looking back, maybe I didn't cover the whole of competing with foreign blacks topic so well, but I mean, we are competing in a sense. There's only so many slots for black people in this country. You know, the bank isn't going to hire a room full of black people. They're going to hire enough black people to meet their quota, and just enough black people so that they can avoid the charge of racism. But you're not walking into Bank of America and it's going to be a bank full of black people. That's not happening. We're all competing for the same jobs. We're all competing, trying to get ahead. There's going to be animosity. But there needs to also be understanding from Africans. If there's any Africans watching this video response, there needs to be understanding about African Americans and the situation that we are living in now and that our ancestors have been lived under for, and the people before them lived under for hundreds of years. You know, America is never going to give us a fair shake, ever. Until we're the majority and until we're controlling the government and controlling everything, we're never going to get a fair shake. And the blacks, the Africans, the self-hating Dominicans who come over here and want to hate on African Americans, you know, we're all in the same boat. Y'all need to understand that. We're all in the same boat. There's only so many slots. Let me cut this off before I go over too long. That's my video. Thanks for listening. I'm out.